I've been I've been trying to connect with this guy for like 73 minutes. Talk about technologically not very well. It's hey, I don't mean to start off on a bad foot. Whoa, big cow, whoa, big
Oh, you're
cow.
being accurate. I have no idea how to use Skype. I am terrible with all of this technology. I swear to God, I've been spending this entire week saying, I need to learn how to use Skype. I had this interview with Kincaid, and this is when I still thought it was on Saturday. As you can tell, quarantine hasn't really been my best friend. But
Well, what an intro that was. But we got to do one thing real quick, okay?
Yeah.
This was stirring the pot with my very special guest, one technologically not inclined, one big cow Stevens. Thank you so much for spending the time with us.
Hell yeah. It's always good to see you, Don. How have you been?
Big Cal, I feel like I haven't seen you in a year. It's been, you know what? I feel sad. I've shed a tear here and there. I miss my wrestling so bad. I miss all you men and women so bad. And I know you guys do too. I'm not saying that you don't. I think we're both in the same boat. Again, it feels like 6 months, a year since I seen you guys. And I can't wait to all this whole can COVID.
Wait, are you allowed to say it on YouTube? Because I heard that a lot of people were getting like demonetized from that. Because like, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and apparently like there was something going on where you can't say the virus, like the actual name for it, because people were getting demonetized.
Well, I call it, I put KIN at the front of it, so they can't do shit.
Awesome.
Okay. Hey, and if they do and this video gets taken down, my bad. I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. We'll be okay, Don. We'll be okay.
Hey, that'd be a story we could tell later on in our years. Big Cow, I thank you for spending the time. What we do here, we pull it back a little bit. We kind of take the curtain down and we try to get the fans, because we're talking to the fans right now. This isn't for me. It's kind of for you, but this is for all of us to kind of hang out, get to know Big Cow a little bit more, for the ones that already know you. And for the ones that don't know you, we're introducing you to Big Cow Stevens. He's big, he's Cow, and he's Stevens. So here he is, man. And I tell you, man, ever since you came in under the, and I'll have to use the word tutelage because I never saw you before, and you came underneath with Dirtbag Dan as part of the Filthy family. You were little cousin Big Cow Stevens. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Now,
that is 100% correct. And I love my time during the Filthy family. Unfortunately, what happened at the end, but I mean, I'm not the one to blame. I'm just saying.
I know. Okay. Let's pull the reins back there, cowboy. Hold on for a second. Now, you have taken us, the fans, on a hell of a ride with Dirtbag Dan as a tag team. And I mean, there was actually one time that you said we want all the gold, and at Test of Strengths, when I thought it was hilarious. There wasn't any gold at that time. It was, to me, that was hilarious. To my dad, but hey, you said we want all the gold, and you guys were going for the gold, and you became tag team champions, Battlefront Pro Wrestling, and now.
Don't forget. Along with the tag team champions, we were all the hardcore champion, because that belt was held under Freebird's rules, or whatever Dirtbag said his rules were. So, right. As of now, for Battlefront Pro Wrestling, I've held half the championships.
Okay. You're still getting ahead of us, cowboy. We got to pull the reins back on it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because
talking about it.
When you speak of we, there was a cousin Johnny Chill, little cousin Johnny Chill, if you will, and you guys were making a muck of all sorts of shit going on in Battlefront Pro Wrestling, but you were standing up strong. You were going through hardcore battles. You guys were going through some crazy shit. And then, right, what Big Cal is speaking of, the Filthy family, they had a bump. Now, I would like you to take us, the fans, on a little journey, because I would rather the words come from you than from me, because I can talk all night long.
You can. You do have a nice voice too, so I expect to see you on some podcasts in the future. But no, I think it all started when we ended up winning the tag team championship. Well, in all honesty, let's take it back even further. The first Battlefront event of 2019, I helped out Dirtbag Dan in a hardcore championship match against Dan Necromancer Gore. Can't forget that. He was the first ever hardcore champion, and it wasn't Dirtbag Dan. You want to know why? Dirtbag Dan didn't have the help of Big Cal Stevens. Now, when you take him to the next event, the main event of Dirtbag Dan versus the Necromancer. On that show, what did I have? I had 8-man tag match, which my team ended up winning. I've already proven in Battlefront that I'm a winner. I don't think. Yes, have lost the tag team championships. I think that is the only loss that we have had at Battlefront Pro Wrestling as a collective unit. And even still, Johnny Trill wasn't with us that night. So, I think from my part, I did everything I could to make the Filthy family a million times better. I brought them gold. Can't deny it.
No, that is hashtag facts, as the kids would say. And now, the Freebird rules is something that I have to touch upon, because how fitting that I'm talking to Big Cal Stevens on my to close our Stirring the Pot night. We do 3 a night on the weeknight, and you're closing out our night. Last night, guess who closed out last night? Go ahead.
Main event. I am your main event on Kincaid.
Yeah. You tonight, Dirtbag Dan last night. So this is kind of fitting that this is all kind of tying together. So with all of that being said, I'm very curious, because you mentioned the Freebird rules, but there was a promo that was done by one Dirtbag Dan, and he mentioned that the Freebird rules weren't in effect. They were done with. They were out the door. So when Ryan Frost came up and scooped up one Johnny Chill, that belt should have never changed hands. So he's blaming the top brass, the management of Battlefront Pro Wrestling, but he's also blaming you guys, because you guys are really split up and fucked up right now. And it really sucks for me as a fan, and a lot of us fans. Mm-hmm. So the Freebird rules, do you really think that those were in effect that night? Because Dirtbag Dan says different.
Oh, I always knew that they were in effect. I never actually got to see that particular promo, because I was told by a certain Dirtbag Dan, hey, I'm sending a video in the Battlefront. You don't need to watch it. You don't need to do anything about it. Just share it, like it, promote it. I do my part. I'm one of the only few people at Battlefront Pro Wrestling that does their part. And he didn't let us in on what was going on with that promo. And everything that's gone on since then, he's put the blame on both me and Johnny. Me and Johnny defended the tag team championships successfully. We did. And the fact that he wanted to blame the hardcore championship loss on us, when, number one, he told both Johnny and I don't talk to Johnny anymore. I don't. And I'm pretty sure we can get into that later. I feel like I'm getting ahead. I'm very sorry again.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, Dan, there was a lot of stuff going on in his head. I feel like he was like, we're bringing in Johnny. Big Cal and Johnny are starting to connect. Maybe I'm the oddball out. I got to do something that'll, size him up. Because, Dirtbag Dan's one crazy-ass human being. I, personally, would never want to get into a fight with Dirtbag Dan.
No, because I've seen him do some crazy-ass shit, and I haven't only seen him. I've seen him plenty, but I've really seen him in some crazy-ass shit, out in the streets with Rebecca Payne, trying to get a pinfall outside with referee Ryan Frost. Just that, Len Oddity, barbed wire match. That's just what I've seen in some of the other hardcore stuff. Again, when he won the championship for the first time. or the very first champion of hardcore champion of Battlefront. He's fucking wacko, man. I would never want to fight him on a one-on-one in any situation.
I'm so glad we're on the same page, Don, because there was a lot of stuff going on with him, and he never told me. He never told Johnny. I helped him win that championship, right?
I'm
pretty sure, Don, you still have that video of him hitting Dan Gore on the back time and 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 time again. Look at that windmill. That was a good windmill. Time and time and time and time and time and time again. And then, not only did I do that, I put him through a door. I put him through a door, which Dan specifically said, I might need this tonight. I looked at him and I said, why? He said, this might be my ticket to the championship. And I took that. And I said, you know what? I like it. He wants the gold. Help him out. With the help of Big Cal Stevens, he became the hardcore champion. Without me, he doesn't have it anymore.
So let's go to Johnny Chill. What's going on with Big Cal Stevens and Johnny Chill? What the hell happened?
You know, Johnny and I talked a lot after Dan and I lost the tag team championships. We thought that Dan was getting too much in his head. We both confronted him about it. And I'm an honest man. I respected that Johnny came up to me and told me this is what he thought, because I thought the same thing. And at the time, I wasn't sure how to say it. Me, Big Cal Stevens, I don't really have any fear. But I didn't know how to go about this situation. It startled me a little bit. Dan went off on both me and Johnny and said, you know what? I'm done with this. You two could handle business by yourself, and I'll handle business my way. It's okay. In the world of pro wrestling, business is business, right? What's said is done. That being said, when Johnny and I hit the ring, expecting to win the tag team championships back, we get ambushed. We get ambushed by two people who weren't even in the governance. And I don't think that really sit with Johnny Chill. Because as soon as that happened, they threw me outside. They threw me through a row of chairs and hurt my neck. I still have pain in my neck because of what they did to me. And it's not right. Because after that, I don't know if you got this on film. I don't know if anyone was really around. I was so heated, and I wanted to kill everyone in the governors. I wanted to beat them down. I wanted to do anything I can just to get my tag team championships back. I don't think Johnny felt the same. I felt like, and wrestling's supposed to be fun. Yes, wrestling is supposed to be fun. But it's not fun if you're going out there and you're losing every time. And that's what Johnny was doing before he came to the Filthy Family. You could attest to that. How many matches have you seen Johnny Chill win when he wasn't with the Filthy Family?
Well, I didn't know who Johnny Chill was until you guys brought him in. I didn't know who Johnny Chill was.
Exactly. We made him who he was. And the thing that Johnny Chill he's not the brightest kid. Granted, it's my brother. I love him to death. He's not really the brightest kid. He didn't see the money in winning championships. And today, especially right now, everything's about money. So why he didn't want to go hard and win those championships back is beyond me. And at one point, I had enough. In the ring, he accused me of being too much, and I got sick of it. Because he wasn't putting the effort that I was putting in. And I love Johnny Chill. He puts in effort in any other aspect. Just not when it comes to getting to the top. Mm-hmm. Because to get to the top of pro wrestling, you have to be hungry every single day. Don, I work my ass off every single day, and I think I'm doing pretty goddamn good right now. A lot better than most. Johnny didn't want it.
Well, you know, Johnny kind of, I don't know if you were watching from the back at the last Battle Pro Extreme Wrestling show. We were at the Altones, and Johnny went from where he was flashy kid, rockerish, if you will, and now he's joined the Governors.
Which is another thing that I want to actually mention, because our match was supposed to be a loser leaves Battlefront match. You remember that, right? When I was talking by the van down the river? Yeah, everyone's going to mention it anyway. There was a van down by the river. I don't know who Chris Farley is, and I'm never going to know who he is. I'm not going to watch any of his movies. You heard it here first. And I swear to God, if this gets clipped and made into a separate video, Don, if it gets clipped and made into a separate video, I don't know what I'll do. But it was supposed. Let's get it. I'm getting off. Okay.
You know me.
A loser leaves Battlefront match.
Yeah.
Okay. So why Johnny thought he had the balls to go out and join the Governors? First of all, the Governors are just. Who are they? The only governor that was part of that team the entire time was Dan DeMann.
Man.
The people who won the tag team championships from Dirtbag Dan and myself were Len Oddity and High Voltage Omar. Now, granted, Omar retired for the 6th time, I think, last year, and I don't think I've seen him in the ring since. If he's happy, he's happy. Let him be happy. But going forward, random people just started coming out saying, oh, yeah, we're the tag team champions of the Governors. No, you're not. You didn't win the belts from us. You didn't earn it. Everything I do in my life, I earn it. So for that to happen, pisses me off. Especially Jimmy Mees. I mean, that really pissed me off because he just normally stands by the side of the ring looking like the bandana on now. Who are you, a biker dad? Just yeah, I'll beat you up.
Don't make me laugh. They'll kill me. Oh my God.
It just annoys me. There's a lot that annoys me about Battlefront. I know we're going to get into a lot with it, and I can't wait to spill.
Now, we speak a lot about Battlefront right now because the storyline that you guys have taken us on, all three of you, and no matter if Dirtbag was in the mix towards that back end of it because you guys split up or what the whole hell thing happened, we, the fans, have, oh my God, we suck all of that shit up, man, because if you notice, the crowd reacts to every single thing you guys have done since Dirtbag Dan has brought you into PAPW. Then it trickled over to Battlefront, and the crowd is totally test of strength. I mean, the total reaction from every single person in the crowd, it's built up and it's gotten hotter and hotter and hotter. And man, in Battlefront, I think from my area, because you're from a different area, but from my area, that's like the hottest crowd that really will cheer and or boo for the Dirtbag, Big Cal and Johnny Chill. The fan reaction, the fan buzz is something that we like to talk about here. Mm-hmm. Is now how long have you been in the game, if I may ask?
3.5 years.
All right. So relatively new, we'll have to say. Okay. So now it's been a few years. Do you hear the fans when we boo, when we cheer? Do you react to that? Do you feed off of that? But has that been something that you had to develop coming up as a wrestler? Like, because sometimes you get this tunnel vision when you're walking to the ring, and we don't. It's not like we don't matter, but you have a job to do, and that's kind of what you're focusing on. So kind of talk to us about how you have read the fans, because you do now, I tell you that.
Well, the thing is with me, I'm always a man that's honest, and I'll walk to the ring with my head held high, ready to beat someone's ass. Because I know that there's nobody in any locker room who can take me on in a real fight. The fans, they boo me a lot. I like that. Because I'm a man that's never been liked, because I'm always brutally honest with you. I'll always tell you the goddamn truth straight to your face. Not everybody has thick skin like me. Everyone's booing kind of fuels me. It makes me feel important that you have so much hate for me. You bought a ticket to see me, first of all. There's not a other person on that show. You bought a ticket to see. You bought a ticket to see me, Big Cal Stevens, the main event attraction. Okay? You bought a ticket to see me. And, yeah, you boo me. But you go home that night and you're just like, oh, I hate that guy. I want to see him get his ass beat. But never will. You never will. And that's what fuels me. Because I know in my head, nobody who can take me down. Let's try it. Who wants it?
Now, hey, Big Cal Stevens, you don't seem to be, how do I put this? There's no separation, if you will, or is there, from whoever Big Cal Stevens really is? Because, I mean, that kind of sounds made up. I don't think your mom called you Big Cal Stevens out of the womb. So I think that's kind of a made up name. But
I got that as a nickname. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Big Cal Stevens, the character, and Big Cal, behind the character, are they very different at all?
You see, behind the ring, behind everything that goes on when I'm home, so loud. I still love it when people hate me. It really fuels me. Because, oh my goodness, somebody else is trying to call me. Find that. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Please tell me that didn't screw up any of the recording.
We're good.
The FaceTime call me on Snapchat, which I'm still trying to figure that out. Tried to figure out Skype, nothing. Snapchat, I'm getting there. But I am so sorry. That distracted me completely. Where was I?
That's quite all right. We were talking if there's a separation between character and like Stevens. I don't know what to call you, so I'll call you Big Cal Stevens and Stevens.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there's not really much of a difference. I am who I say I am, and just it's just like I don't know. I never try to be like something that I'm really not because inside the ring, I'm not a nice person. Outside of the ring, I'm not a nice person unless you get on my good side. And Don Kincaid, you're one of the lucky few, and I'm pretty sure I could count on my 10 fingers how many people are on my good side. You're up there.
Well, I have to give you big giant thanks for that because when I do promos with you, I almost don't know what I'm gonna get. I walk a thin. I do. I walk a thin line when I come approaching Big Cal Stevens because I just don't know what the hell is gonna happen. And again, I thank you for not killing me ever. There's never been really now. Dirtbag Dan, on the other hand, he came flying at me, knocked me down. My phone went flying. Yeah, that was a crazy scene. I don't hold that against him.
Johnny Chill even moved out of the way.
Yeah. Not only that, he was sitting in my seat, moved to the next seat, and then laughed his ass off at me.
That's why I'm saying, out of all the people in the filthy family, what have I ever done wrong to you? Johnny Chill almost got you killed. Dirtbag Dan. I don't even know. Every time you go up to Dirtbag Dan, what are his first words? Screw you, Don Kincaid. Why? You're a nice guy. I don't have a problem with you.
You know what, Big Cal? You are bringing up such a valid point. I gotta say, now that you kind of bring it together, and I love Dirtbag Dan and I love Johnny Chill. Do not take this out of context. I cannot believe you just kind of put it in a little ball of wax. You have never done no wrong to me. The other two have almost killed me more than once.
I'm pretty sure I have a picture of you holding you like a baby, smiling my ass off. I know I have that somewhere.
I could bring that up right now. I could give it, dude. I love that picture. That was at GCW in Agawam, Mass. It was their first show. There hasn't been another show, but I will tell you, the time that we had at GCW was fucking amazing, man.
That was a fun show, yeah. That was like my first time actually sitting down and getting to know Len Oddity, which Len Oddity, probably one of the coolest people I've met in pro wrestling. Probably one of. Not saying he is the coolest, but he's probably one of them.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Now, when you watch from afar, like a hardcore match, I kind of try to gauge a little bit because not everybody's down with the blood and the barbed wire and the weaponry and the kookiness that it really takes to bring that art form of wrestling because it's a lot different than traditional. When you're standing in the back and you're watching Len Oddity versus Dirtbag Dan in a no rope barbed wire match, What are you? How are you viewing it as a fan? What are you taking in?
Well, I was actually right up by the ring. I don't know if you were able to see me, but I was either off to the side or I was standing like in the front row. I wasn't sitting. I don't sit. I just don't. If I'm at a wrestling show, I'm always standing. I'm always on my feet because I like to witness what's going on. And seeing Dirtbag Dan take on Len Oddity in a what was it, a barbed wire rope match?
A
Goes to
no rope,
show.
no rope barbed wire. They take the ropes down and then they wrap barbed wire around the ring.
Yes, yes, yes. And just seeing that just goes to show there's something wrong with Dirtbag Dan. There's something wrong with him. Len Oddity, we all know there's something messed up in there. But it's funny to watch Len Oddity. Watching Dirtbag Dan, though, I don't know. I don't
Well,
know. He was the reason. He was the main reason the Filthy family broke up. And until he realizes it, there's not much else I can do for him. I'm my own person. I got to go out there, pay the bills, wrestle, take care of myself.
This is going to be not a selfish question because it's going to be able to share with the fans, but I have been wondering since the first time I saw you with Dirtbag Dan at Paradise Alley Pro in East Haven at the Friday night alley fights, where the hell, where the hell does Dirtbag Dan and Big Cal Stevens meet, combine powers, get together from New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken, area, and come to Connecticut to wrestle?
Well, you see, Don, it's kind of a long story. I have a rich history as a young person. I was one of the best ranchers Comanche, Texas ever saw in its day. You want to know why? Because I started off with a 3-acre farm and I turned that into 300 in over 2 years. Most profitable they've ever seen down in that little land. But I got tired of it. I wanted to find new ways to make money. And I wanted to find new ways to get my anger out. And I knew I had a couple family members in the pro wrestling business. I called up Dirtbag Dan. I said, hey, I'm coming to New Jersey. He's like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Come over to New Jersey. I learned how to do everything at the ECPW training school. I think it was October 5th. I forget the year. I forget the date. I can't remember. It was sometime in October. But learned everything I had to. Couple months go by, at least, actually 4 months go by, and I had my first match. 4 months. Think of that. A couple months later, I start having matches, and then me and Dan always, we noticed a little chemistry while we were tagging, and figured, why not? We're family members. Let's see where this could go. And then Johnny, out of the woodwinds. I haven't seen him since... I didn't see him from when he was at least like 8 or 9. It was a long time since I saw him. And here he comes, 17-year-old kid, kind of got a beard. I'm sorry, 16-year-old. 16-year-old when I connected with him again. Kind of got a beard. And he's wrestling too. And it's like, wow. And he never went on to wrestle with Dan. He always wrestled against him. But yeah, I don't know why. But we all finally ended up getting together eventually. But
that was something that I seen because ECPW does TV tapings, and I've seen some of that stuff on Johnny Cho's page, YouTube, and Dirtbag Dan's tube. I just don't understand how. What really kind of intrigues me is you guys are family and or friends or however you perceive each other, because it's hard to tell nowadays. But your family, and then you come up here, you join forces, you take on the whole crazy scene that's coming on up here, and then you go down there into ECPW, and now you're fighting each other. Like, how the hell can you separate? I just will never understand.
Sometimes it just comes down to whatever we got to do, because there were times when we were tagging, like before we ever actually did anything of note, that there were like a little frustrating times, and we're just like, you know what, just handle it out in the ring. I was always a professional with it. And that was my go-to response. I said, you know what? Let's just handle this out in the ring. We'll all get out what we need to. And I don't really care who wins. Because I feel like that, beating each other up, punching each other in the face, kicking each other, suplexing one another onto the mat, it kind of gets out all the frustrations that we needed to get out. And
Now, I kind of know a few of the men and women that come out of that ECPW scene. Yeah. I actually had one Mr. Timothy Theory on here last week, if I'm not. Yeah. Is that a trigger? Is that a trigger?
Keep going. It's not.
Okay. Well, I mean, we all know Dan the Man is Danos and Tesha Strength, but he's down there at that ECPW. Do you get mixed up with Dan the Man down there?
Huh. I mean,
Huh?
Dan the Man knows not to cross me. I mean, how old is he now? He's starting
Hey.
to get on the end of his career. I don't
Whoa.
think he wants to get into the ring with a 21-year-old. The 21-year-old who's stronger, faster, more athletic, and more hungry than he'll ever be, because how long has he been a wrestler? He doesn't want to get in there with me. Why do you think he's been avoiding it every single time? The only time he actually found me was by chance. And he planted my head into the floor. I don't know if you got that on film or not, but he hung me from the bottom rope at Battlefront, okay? And DDT'd my head onto the floor. That hurt. That hurt a lot. And I had to take a couple weeks off from that. But that's the only time he's ever gotten, he got a little sneak attack.
Now, my schedule's been really crazy. I'm not sure if it's this Saturday. It very well could be. I'd have to double check, or next Saturday. Again, I'm not sure. I have one Dan the Man coming on. Maybe we'll talk Big Cal Stevens and see how that goes.
Woo! If he wants to scrap, I'm down for it. But Dan
All right.
doesn't want to get in there with a youngin' like me because I don't think he can handle someone like me.
Well,
Hurry's
all
great.
right. There's other crazy guys in that company, but I see one Ray Jazz that you specifically, because I love me some Ray Jazz. I think he's got a great look. He's got a great in-ring prowess. The ladies love the hell out of him. I mean, look at him. I mean, but anywho, now I see. Now, if we could just creak it back just a smidge, I see these videos when you're doing your trainings, or Ray Jazz is doing his trainings, or not just you two specifically, but other men and women, and you kind of share some of that stuff once in a while on the face page. Now I get to see you and Ray Jazz and you and other like guys really kind of doing some cool shit, man. Do you like sharing that stuff with us to kind of view of what's going on with your career, how you're kind of practicing and stuff like that?
Don, I only post up improvements, ways to evolve my game, and ways that people know I'm a versatile human being. You might not think I know Lucha. I know Lucha. Because I get in there with somebody with a mask, think he's going to outquick me, think he's going to do everything. Can't do that. Because one, I'm stronger than you. Two, I'm thinking 5 steps ahead of you. And it's just, you won't be able to pull it off. You're not going to pull off a fast one on me because I'm thinking ahead. Ray Jazz, he's one of those people that I genuinely like in life. But he doesn't know why I like to be in the ring with him a lot. You see, he helped me evolve my game. He's an amateur wrestler. He went like 140, 170. I always screw up the number. He had over 140 wins at college. As an amateur wrestler, that's pretty goddamn good. That's pretty good. But in the world of pro wrestling, I'm not sure if he understands that people are going to be able to adapt to him quicker than he thinks. I've adapted to him. I don't think he knows that, though. I'm just waiting for my chance to strike.
Wow. Could you speak to us, the fans? And I know you don't like to really, the fans, and I know. But could you speak to us, the fans? Because I'm from Connecticut. You're from the Jersey area. Could you give us maybe some companies that you've gone to that we might not even know about that we could look up and check out?
I have a list somewhere. I actually wrote down a complete list of this. If I can find it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my Jesus. I know I have a list. I just don't know where it is.
Hey, that's okay. I wouldn't expect Big Cal to be totally organized.
You were wrong.
Oh,
You were wrong. I've written down almost every single place I've wrestled at.
all right.
Yeah, the list pretty goes on for a decent while.
My bad.
You know, I recently made my debut in XWA for Rhode Island. Yeah.
What?
It was about a month. It was about like a month or two ago, but I was supposed to be there last Thursday, but you know, with everything going on, it couldn't happen.
Okay.
Dog TIW. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait. Pa Jose. Talk to us about the XWA. You make your debut there. I've been there a bunch of times, and I love that place. Who'd you go against? What'd you think of that place?
I wrestled up against a man named Riot, and apparently, from when I walked in, I heard that he was the number 1 contender for the XWA, I believe, World Heavyweight Championship. I believe.
Riot Kellen Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Now, going in there, no idea who he is. And I'll be honest, I just need to look around a little more to understand who I'm wrestling. But I go in there, you know what? I'll figure it out. I don't go in there with a plan because that's when I think the best. When I don't have a plan, everything just comes naturally to me. So I get out there and I see that everybody's cheering for him. I don't understand why, because it's the first time XWA is seeing Big Cal Stevens and I get treated like garbage. You want to know why? I'm out in my flannel. Everyone knows I'm a lot bigger. My hair is a lot nicer than all the buck-toothed women they got out in Rhode Island. And in fact, I got the best hair in the game. And they just didn't appreciate greatness when they saw it.
But it's Riot Kellen Thomas. He is, yeah, man. If you never heard of Riot Kellen Thomas, you need to get on the face page and shit and check him out a little bit.
Very quickly who he was. I learned very quickly. He was keeping up with everything I'm doing, and I'm thinking maybe like 12 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, what do I gotta do? And I just kept getting lost. I almost went to the top rope again, Don. I haven't gone to the top rope in a while. I almost did it. And
holy cow.
the man just outsmarted me. I only have myself to blame. But you know what? I liked that I went up against him because I sat him down and we talked like an hour. So just so I know the next time I face him, I'm improving my game that much more because I know what to expect now. He worked over my arm in the first half. I don't know why people like picking on my left arm. They know, some of them know, I have a metal plate in my elbow. And they know how to make it. And I hate it. And I hate it so much because everybody knows it's my number 1 weakness. Because they know as soon as they get that, they're like, he's like far away. He can't punch me.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I heard XWA and I kind of popped for the XWA. I apologize.
You're fine. You're allowed to pop. You want me to start from top to bottom, or do you want me to go from?
Hey, whatever you want to do, and I won't interrupt anymore. I swear.
No, it's fine. If you interrupt, please tell me whatever you need. I started at ECPW. Did BBWF. CCW and PA, Triple WA, Test of Strength, PAPW, Super Crazy, Apex, LAW, CZW. Yes, I've wrestled for CZW before. I've wrestled for the Dojo Wars show. Might I say it was a very, very good experience.
Okay, Pa Jose, the TV thing, because they record their stuff at the Dojo Wars. Is the camera thing a little bit different for Big Cal walking through that curtain and getting in the ring? Because I'm also to hear when there's TV taping, there's no fans there. Is that also correct?
No, there's a couple fans over there. There's like maybe like 30 fans, but
okay.
At the end of the day, I'm not really wrestling for the fans. I'm wrestling for myself.
Yeah. But the camera now, does it change the game a little bit when you're not used to being in front of a camera?
I love wrestling wrestling in front of the camera. You want to know why? Because I hit someone with a move, I suplex them, I kip up, and I look dead down that camera. And I'm like, I'm the fucking man. I'm the man.
Yeah, it helps as a confidence booster for even a little bit more for one Big Cow Stevens, I see, huh?
Yeah. I love wrestling in front of camera. I like wrestling in front of fans. I'm not going to lie. Because I know they're going to hate everything I do 10 times more. And if they hate you, God, I don't have to do anything else. Anything I do will get them to hate me.
Yeah.
And that's the glory of it.
And your look is, your look has changed. We're going to talk about that before, we have to talk about that because it's not the same as when I first saw you. CZW, keep it rolling.
I've done OCW Battlefront Brawl. I've done the Warriors tapings. I don't know if that actually counts. I wrote it when I first did it, so I have no idea. Thunder Pro. Wow, forgot about that one. I've done XWA in New York. I actually wrestled against Matty Vides out in XWA in New York, and I love wrestling him.
Wow.
My favorite people to wrestle.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you've had any time to sit down with Matt Vides, the outdoorsman, but I've learned a thing or two from him. I have. The list goes on and on. Jesus.
Well, okay. Pahuse.
Sure.
Now your look or your gimmick, if you will, the gimmick is the same, but your look is changing, and it went from more of a cowboyish gig, and now. I didn't say this. You did not hear this from me. I am not the first one to say this. I'm just repeating what I've heard. You don't kill me next time you see me. They say that you kind of look a lot like one Matt Montana there, and I'm not saying that you're taking from him or you're mimicking him, but I've heard that you're kind of looking like him. How do you react to that?
Well, you see, the thing is, Matt and I got pretty close after that match. We started talking a little bit more, and we've done a couple tag matches together. And I like tagging with him. He's different. He thinks outside the box, and it just makes me think less. Because all I have to do is just talk to a fan, and that fan hates me for life. That fan hates the person in the ring that's doing the work, Matt Vides. And Matt Montana. Yeah, it's just, I like tagging with him. He said, need the flannels. And I got a bunch of flannels at my house. I have over 30 flannels.
You don't say.
I never wear them. I figured it might as well be comfy when I wrestle,
I want to talk about one specific thing that happened. It was a little thing that me and Big Cow Stevens did. Big Cow Stevens, he has the hat. He's got his wet hair. He's got this look about him. He's got the black trunks and stuff. And he's got this big ass bull rope that he wraps around himself. And then when he comes in the ring, he goes to one side of the ring and then he'll come over to the hard cam section and he takes the rope and he whips it on the top rope. So it kind of whips around and he does this sweet ass pose again, because he loves the fucking camera, right?
I love the camera.
So somehow, some way, at one PAPW show, I got his bull rope and he didn't even know it. So I took it and I kept it and I pet it and I called it George. And I held on to it for a little bit, right? So I looked at my family and I go, wouldn't you think that this would be a fucking kick in the fucking ass if I made it shrink somehow? And they're like, how are you going to do that? I go, we got to find rope somewhere. So we found some rope outside. We found some rope outside. We snipped it a little bit, put another knot at the end of it. And I made it like I tried to wash Big Cow Stevens bull rope, but I shrank it in the dryer. So then I give him the rope at the next show. He looks at it. He's like, what the hell? Without missing a beat, he gets in the ring. He goes to the other side of the ring, comes back, and he takes that little stupid ass rope and hammers the top rope like it was just like his regular bull rope. And I think I popped for that more than I've popped for anything in a long fucking time. Was that as fun for you as it was for me? Because I had a fucking blast with that.
You know, I completely forgot about it until you mentioned it. Yeah, I just remember coming out and I see you with this tiny ass rope, and I'm like, take my rope? Why is it so small? And like I get in the ring, I'm questioning everything I'm doing. I'm like doing my poses. I'm like, what do I do? I normally hit the rope. I have no idea what to do. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. But
And then
that was honestly what was going on in my head. I'm like, did he wash it?
that was all on the fly. There was no bullshit. I didn't put it on face page. I didn't tell him ahead of time. Only
I
my
think you
family.
may have posted it on Facebook like before the event happened.
Oh, right before.
Literally like a couple hours, and I wasn't able to check my phone.
Yes, it was right before because I wanted to catch you off guard, and man did I do it. And not only that, after you did the top rope thing and it didn't really connect with the rope because it's so small, you took it, and what he usually does is take his bull rope and he drapes it over the turnbuckle from corner to corner. Well, he did the same thing except he hung it over one little rope, and dude, you made that whole thing like you embraced it, and those are the things that fans will never forget. And we just have these amazing times at wrestling with you guys and girls. So first off, thank you for not killing me for drying your ropes.
That was really funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was like really, really funny. And I forgot about it until you told me. That was super funny.
Oh man, that was such a great time. Now, we're and I know we're at a weird time right now, but where does Big Cal Stevens, does that character kind of, does it stay Big Cal Stevens, but just a little nuances on your attire, if you will, same attitude, same smash mouth in the same smash mouth in the ring style and all of that good shit? Do you see maybe your character just evolving little by little with a gimmick, but keeping that same attitude and the same name?
Somewhat, kind of. I mean, outside of the ring, nothing really changes. I mean, other than the fact that I don't really wear flannels and jeans or my trunks every single day. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never really like sat down to think about it because like I just always feel like I'm the same person, you know?
Well, you are, but you change your clothes, or like now you don't use a bull rope and the hat. You kind of change your attire. It gives us something different to view you as, because now it's not the same thing that we've seen over the course of X amount of months. So it's an evolution of your character, but at the same time it isn't, because you still have the same attitude and your same style in the ring. But the reason why I ask is because some of the men and women, they will kind of plan out their character over a course of time. Okay, now at X time, I want to see where it's at. If not, I got something else in mind that I want to try to bring, maybe a different character or whatever. So I was just curious if maybe, the whole kind of the vibe, what you're doing right now is just what you're looking for throughout, in wrestling.
I think maybe somewhere down the line I might change up who I am. It just depends on when in the ring, because all I know is I'm gonna keep talking my stuff. Gonna make sure that every fan in that arena that night, Elks Lodge, doesn't matter. I want to make sure they hate me. If I ever win the champion's top championship, if I ever win the promotion's top championship, and I intend to do so with a certain Battlefront Pro Wrestling. If I ever win the top championship, you know what I'm going to do, Don? I'm going to sit right outside the doors before everyone leaves. I'm going to grab a chair. I'm going to grab the championship. And I'm going to thank everyone for coming and rub it in their face that I won the championship.
Huh.
Just because I want them to hate me.
You know what? If and when, because I mean, Big Cal, he can take care of himself. So I mean, I'm just saying, if and when that does happen, and I see you pull up that chair, and I see the fans starting to file out, I will make sure that we have beautiful bean footage of that, because that cannot go wasted. That'll be one of those wrestling history moments that we need to keep. So I'll do that for you. How about that?
I would love that. Remember when that guy got
Oh.
so mad? He was so drunk. He was pissed drunk walking out. He's like, hey, I forget what I said to him, but I think I like spit by like my foot or something, and he took that as disrespect. He tried to grab my hat, so I just smacked it away. I know you had like, I have no idea what was going through your head at that moment, but I'm like, oh, this guy hates it. I like this. I like this. Make a move. Make a move. Make my day. Make my day.
I'm like 35 pounds. You're not. So I was kind of scared fucking shitless while I was in between you and him going, while you're trying to cut a promo with me and the wife is pulling him away. This is way post event. And he was drunk. And I'm telling you, he was drunk. Oh my God. And Big Cal, all he did, I mean, he didn't spit at him. He spit in just down. So he was kind of too close, maybe. I don't know what the hell happened. But whenever he came in to grab his hat because he was talking shit to Big Cal, and Big Cal flung him away, oh my God, it got lava. It got like lava heat just started scolding out. And I'm like, and Big Cal's still cutting a fucking promo like it's nothing and still laughing at the guy. That was the whole biggest part about it. And I'm in the middle going, Don Kincaid, you're going to die. You are going to die right now. So then I cut the promo. We cut away, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened here? He goes, and he's still jawing at Big Cal. Big Cal still jawing at him. And I'm like, I cannot believe this is probably the one and only time that I actually almost died at wrestling. Literally, and I've been knocked out by dirtbag hands.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was so funny. He actually thought he could try to take my hat. He was so drunk. Think about that. Because this is why I love being who I am in wrestling. He got so drunk and so mad at me. I think that was the night that I finally just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to hurt Johnny. I'm going to do it. And he got so mad at me from beating the holy hell out of Johnny. I powerbombed him twice. I powerbombed him twice.
It's not funny.
That guy got so mad at me that he tried to rip off my hat. You don't touch my hat. You're lucky if you touch my hat. You want to know what you are if you touch my hat? You could be royalty. You could literally own the White House. You could do anything you want.
I've worn your hat. You said, hold on to this. And I go, what the hell just happened?
You with my hat? I think a couple times, right?
Yes.
I know you're not going to do anything to my hat. You're just going to wear it proudly.
And you get it back every
time. It is to wear Big Cal Stevens' hat, right?
Yeah, and I give it back every time, no matter what. I'll never take that home. The ball, that was fun. The hat, I will never. No.
I don't know if it was your picture or not, but I remember seeing a picture on Facebook. I'm talking to somebody with my rope in my hands, and all I see out of the corner is Gina, the referee from Test of Strength, just putting on my hat, and I'm like, what's she doing? I didn't even notice it.
She is so much fun. I love Blue Shoes. Oh my God, she is one of the most fun refs ever.
Oh, she's a great referee. So good.
We celebrated Zebra Week on Stirring the Pot. It was awesome.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we had a ref Miggy, slow count, slow count, two, slow count Miggy. We had L Ref, we had Ref Bill Thompson. We had Ref Blue Shoes, and we had Ref Quinn and Ref Will Dogen all in Zebra Week. It was awesome.
I gotta go back and watch those. Jeez. That had to have been a fun week.
Now, you mentioned, I'm not letting you get off the hook on this one too, because you mentioned you're going to be the Battlefront champion. No,
and I say that with great confidence.
Yeah, you did, but you also mentioned something about, Dan the Man, and you don't scare from him, and you're younger, you're faster, you're stronger, you're all of that stuff. I didn't say it. I did not say it. Now Dan the Man, he's no joke. You're a singles competitor. What's going on with you and Test of Strength nowadays?
I just don't think there's anything there for me at the moment. So, okay. I mean, I would love to get in there and tie up with Bobby Orlando. Oh my God. Bobby Orlando, Bobby Ocean, anyone. I don't care. I would love to. especially Bobby Ocean. Bobby Ocean's one of those people. He's a veteran, and I don't think he knows how much I actually respect him in this business. But I just want to be able to step in that ring with him one day. Win, lose, draw, it don't matter.
Man, so when we come back from this whole mess, do you have any specific promotions that you'd like to go to that you haven't checked out yet?
I got a couple in mind, but I want to keep the people guessing, because there's a lot of fans out there who want to see where I'm going, who always text me and just like, where are you going next?
Yeah.
I want to keep them guessing. That's my favorite thing.
Come on, just one whisper. I won't tell nobody.
Well, I tell you what I have planned for Battlefront.
Okay, I'll take that.
Battlefront right now, okay? We got a heavyweight champion that hasn't defended the belt in who knows how long. And because of the times now, it's understandable. But even before that, it just doesn't make any sense. He won the belt back from Tyshawn. I don't think he defended it once legitimately. I don't think he has. Defended it against Dan the Man, maybe. And I'm pretty sure there was probably a screwed up finish to that. Why? Why do you need a screwed up finish? It's just Jiggy, if he claims to be the so great champion that he is, he calls himself the heart and soul of Battlefront, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have to go to those kind of tactics for the end of the match. I don't understand it. And then what baffles me even more is that he ended up tagging Dan Necromancer Gore to win the Battlefront Pro Tag Team Championships. And you were there. Did he defend the championship?
No.
Not. See that shaking your head? No. He didn't defend the belt. And that doesn't sit right with me because the heavyweight champion should always want to be defending his championship, making sure that everybody knows that he is the top guy in that company. And I don't think Jiggy's that hungry anymore. So whatever I have to do to get that championship off of him, I'll do it. I don't care what it takes.
Oh. Well, that was one message from Big Cow Stevens to the champ, the face that sells out the place, Jiggy Sosa at Battlefront Pro Extreme. Man, well, Big Cow, is there? I would actually, because you seem to have quite a bit on your mind. Is there anything that I missed? Maybe there's a challenger besides, obviously you're going for the big strap at Battlefront. Is there a challenger that you haven't faced that you would like to send a message to, or your peers about, this whole, once this whole COVID thing goes away and we get back in the midst once we get back in the midst of things and stuff, do you have a message for anybody specifically out there besides Jiggy Sosa?
What do you want to see me wrestle? I'm curious now. You piqued my interest, and quite honestly, I don't have an answer for you right away. But if you can list off a couple names, I can tell you if I want to be in there with them. Battlefront, on TV, it don't matter.
Well, you're a bigger guy. You're a meaner guy, and you mentioned Bobby Ocean. I think that would be something very cool. That's what you personally mentioned.
I would love that.
I'd like to see you and Chris Cannon, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know much about him. I've seen him a couple times at Battlefront. That's all
he's been around though. And I know you might say Kincaid, Chris Cannon, like you said, I've only seen him a couple times. How come nobody bigger? How come nobody like on the different end of the spectrum? Well, you're big, you're mean, you don't give a fuck what the fans think or say, as long as they boo you. Chris Cannon, very similar, big guy, don't give a shit. I think it's a good matchup, but even though he's newer in the game, He's had a good couple matches that are pretty bang up matches, man. And I'm telling you, that last one that he had with the great Nuka at Shut Up and Wrestle 6, he killed Nuka. Literally, he killed Nuka. I don't know if Nuka's coming back from that. But again, you guys got that similar wavelengths going on. And I think that's something that I'd like to see.
Doesn't he have somebody that walks him out to the ring, stays with him on the ringside the entire match? Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
Mr. Abe? No.
Know his name?
I don't know. See, now Cannon's, like he says, like his moniker says, the loose cannon, Chris Cannon. I don't know if him and Abe are even together anymore.
Oh.
I don't
when
know.
I get out to the ring, I don't like anybody on the ringside because you know what I'm going to do right away? Before the bell even rings, I'm just going to knock them out. Make it a fair fight. Because, yeah, I'm a mean dude. But having somebody on the outside like that just doesn't sit right with me. And either they get scared and run to the back, or if they try to step up, they're going to get knocked out. Completely. Boom. KO'd.
I think it would be a fantastic matchup to check out. So, I mean, if any of the, maybe we should just put it out there later. Maybe I'll put something out there later. I'd like to see that kind of a matchup. That'd be pretty cool. Battlefront or anybody, Shut Up and Wrestle. I don't know if you've been to a Shut Up and Wrestle. Cool setup over there. I like it. But I mean,
I've actually wrestled there once before.
It is a distance for you. And I know you've been up there once, but I'd love to see it come back. And again, that's kind of Chris Cannon's home base. So that might even be a good setup to do it over there too. Just saying.
I love it when that comes into play because, yeah, it might be his home base. But at the end of the day, it's kind of just like same ring.
Mm.
I don't change anything with my style if I'm not wrestling in the ring that I came from or I'm out in like Easter Bend. I keep myself the same and I think about the goal. The goal is to win the wrestling match, right? I'm always going to try and win it. Why?
Well, Big Cal, I have to say you've been very open, very very honest. I gotta say, like right from the get-go, it's been, and I try to peel it back, but I don't know if you've noticed this, boys and girls, for this. We've been talking 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Oh,
I don't know if you've noticed.
really?
Yeah, see, that's what it's like when a couple friends are talking wrestling and Big Cal Stevens. I tried to pull it back like about 80 times. This dude, he's not letting me do it. And
I'm so sorry.
he did a little bit. Yeah, he did a little bit. But man, was he working around my questions like a motherfucker. And I appreciate that of Big Cal Stevens. And he knows what he did to me. And look at him laugh, that little son of a bitch. Hey, Big Cal, man, you've been amazing tonight, and I've been waiting. I got Johnny Chill, I got Dirtbag Dan. This was the last one I needed to get, so I am so thankful for you to spend some time and the crazy shit that we got going on, and spending some time with the fans, and not really getting to know you a little bit, maybe a little bit more because we already knew you were pissed off and all of that shit. But we had some fun. I gotta say, we had some fun, you know?
Yeah, I had fun. Totally do it again. But
Yeah.
the next time, because you mentioned that you got Dan, you mentioned that you got Johnny.
Yes.
Now, this is coming from me. I don't
Okay.
talk to either of them.
Okay.
Haven't in a while. I don't have any need to. I'm better off without them. But if you ever want to get yourself, that's you. Not sure if you knew that.
That's me.
Yourself. Dirtbag Dan.
Dirtbag Dan.
Johnny Chill.
Wait, what?
And myself.
What?
In the same phone call? Please be my guest. Please. This is coming from me, one of the meanest dudes you'll ever meet. And both Dan and Johnny were on the people that I appreciated the most in this world. They were on that list. They were actually in the top 5. Can you believe that? They were in the top 5 at one point in my life, and now they just suddenly dropped.
You're saying
If you
that...
ever want to, please tell me far in advance. That way I could think. That way I could write things down that I know that's going to get them both mad. And I guarantee you, by the end of the video, they're both going to walk off at least once.
Jesus
I'm going to
Christ.
be here smiling. I ran out of beer, but I'd be drinking my beer.
Okay, first off, holy shit. If I could get a reunion of the Filthy Family on Stirring the Pot, I think the fans would flip some shit a little bit. So I am going to
This is the
I'm gonna
only time I want the fans to realize something. I want them to want this. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. I'm so sorry.
No, that's quite all right. That's the excitement that wrestling gives us, and that means that you're still a fan. Because I know you've only been in the game for a couple years, but it's easy to get away from it as a fan. And I see you're so passionate, and I love that about you.
Wrestling gave me freedom that I never really thought it would, and it calmed me down. It mellowed me out, and it also made me realize that there's a life. Because when I was a kid growing up, I didn't really pay attention to anything. I always did everything for anyone else, but I never did anything for me. And I guess wrestling kind of made me realize a lot more in life than I ever thought of. So I appreciate every single moment I ever get to step in that ring, whether I'm mean or not. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care what the fans have to think, because I know in my own head I'm going out there for me and only me, because nothing's going to make me happier.
Well, that is something that you have mentioned. To hell with the fans. I think I was trying to keep count. I lost count at about 97,363 times. You do. Again, you take us on a ride, and that is what a good character does in wrestling. If they're not doing that, and we're not pissed off at you, and you're not happy, and you're not happy about it, then you're not doing your job as a performer, and we're not doing our job as a fans, and we need that interaction. So I thank you from the fans from the fans to you, sir, because I think you're doing a good job in your short tenure so far, and I can't wait to see what happens with Big Cal Stevens in the future.
The sky's the limit right now.
It is.
Can't wait. There's just a whole lot more with pro wrestling that I want to do in my life.
I love to hear talk like that, because I want to see more Big Cal Stevens. This was Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my not so really happy guest tonight, but we had a lot of fun. My special guest, Big Cal Stevens. My man, it's been an awesome time. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, Don. Let's do this again, please, with the Filthy Family. Because, I guarantee you, they will walk off the set. I guarantee you, I'm going to get them so mad that they're both going to walk off. I can't wait to do it.